Yeah. Find one that you think is delicious.
Thank you so much.
Like, I wanted to be the good guy. I wanted to be the hero. I wanted to be that type of person, and I ended up being the person that hurt people, right? And I had to reconcile that. And that's really tough. That's where the PTSD, moral injury, comes from.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Brendan.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm Wataru.
Nice to meet you, Wataru. I'm Brendan Bryant.
Yeah, thank you for sharing the time with us to interview you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All the way to my home.
Yeah, thank you. So, can I go in?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, after you. In the U.S. Army. So, first, when and where did you join the Army?
I joined the U.S. military in July 5th, 2005, day after the July 4th. And it was very patriotic, I guess, if you will. And then I served up until, in the drone program, April 16th, 2011, I think was my last day. And then I left the service July 4th, 2011.
So why did you join the Army?
I think that's a complicated question, and a lot of people would think patriotism or some higher ideal, but really it was because I didn't want to go into debt. And they said that they would pay my college debt. I never intended to make it a career. I intended it as an avenue towards education. And a typical day for us would be nearly 12-hour shift. Pretty monotonous most of the time. Like, you just watch people. We mainly flew in Iraq and Afghanistan, but I flew in Pakistan, Somalia, Syria, all the surrounding nations, and then the Horn of Africa was when I left. Yemen was my final kind of mission. I was hunting a man. So it says the total number of objectives that I completed was 4,325, basically mission objectives. Total detainees captured were 3,973. Total enemies killed in action were 1,626. Total enemies wounded in action were 42. Total high-valued individuals killed or captured was 748, and number of devices captured was 758.
What is your hardest experience in the drone unit? Could you describe the when and where and what the situation was?
I think around January 26, 2007. And it was 3 individuals in the mountains of Afghanistan. As the F-16 comes in, they find these 3 individuals walking on this road, and they have us put our eyes on it, and then immediately determine that these guys are carrying weapons and they're hostile, and so we strike them. The 2 individuals in front, so they were 3 like this, walking along, and they could hear the F-16s and probably the firefight. It was close enough for them to hear the gunshots and the explosions and stuff. And so they were looking up, and the guy in the back was kind of really terrified. And so they told us to put the crosshairs between the 2 guys in front. And as these guys are walking along, they just get further and further. Well, so this guy in the back hears the missile release and hears that sonic boom and runs towards the other 2. And so we get all 3 of them. but the guy was not close enough. So I watched as his right leg was severed, and he rolled around on the ground holding his leg, probably praying to God why he was dying. And then the customer was like, "Keep eyes on." So I watched this guy bleed out, and I watched him in January turn cold. His body became blended in with the rocks of the environment under infrared. And I remember just like watching him. He's holding his leg and he's rolling around, and I'm watching his heartbeat. Like you could see his heartbeat, the blood. And then about a month later, we're in, I want to say Kunar region, northeast of Kandahar. And it's just a routine. We're watching this house. They watch this house for weeks. Nothing's really gone on. And then the screener comes on and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna action this place." Okay, well, what are we gonna do? "Oh, we're gonna shoot it. Fire laser. Get ready to." They give us all the permissions and stuff. So it's like probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. There's someone working. There's like farm animals. There's people doing their normal chores and stuff. And the intel determines that there's 2 people still in the house. There probably are 2 targets. There's no one else in the area. We're probably going to strike them. Well, the same thing happened. We fire our missile and the sonic boom hits the target first. And someone must have been close enough, because we were zoomed in so far that we couldn't see anything other than the building, that they ran into the building and got struck. Well, the being running into the building, the intelligence call out called it a dog, said it was a dog on the official report, but for me it was a child. I saw it. It was a person. The person was barely tall enough to grab the doorknob, like, and open the door. That wouldn't be a dog, and that was something that I guess you could say that. I wasn't going to be a part of it. I wanted to be a Jedi, not a stormtrooper, right? And I ended up being a stormtrooper rather than a Jedi. I wanted to be the good guy. I wanted to be the hero. I wanted to be that type of person, and I ended up being the person that hurt people, right? And I had to reconcile that. And that's really tough. That's where the PTSD, moral injury, comes from. And that's why, like, if you were not right with your own soul, what length would you go to get right with it? And I guess you can say that that's what I did. Like, I would cross the universe. I would jump to the other side of the universe and back to fix it. Like, I almost killed myself. I had a P226 Sig Sauer German law enforcement weapon with no safety, and I remember putting the gun in my mouth, and I was ready to do it. And my dog, the Tosa, his name's Baron, he sat down right next to me and put his paw on my leg and was like, "Dad, let's go for a walk." And put the gun down.
How do you feel now that you served in the U.S. Army?
Well, it's a loaded question, but how I feel like I served, I regret it. Like, I regret my service. I will tell you straight up, I regret everything from the day that I left, okay? And I will carry that burden with me for the rest of my life, maybe many lives. But with what I've done, I feel like I did the right thing. The first time I ever thought that I did the right thing was when I saw my own documentary for the first time. And I watched it and I was like, I actually did the right thing with this. And that's a really hard thing to do. Like, to be filled with regret, but still have peace over the whole thing. Like, I can't change the past. I've learned that the hard way many times. Can't change the past, but you can always just be in the moment. Even the future. whatever it is. There's no greater power than right action in the present moment, right? And that's what this has all taught me, is that I have that power. I have the power to confront anything if I want, to do anything, to achieve anything if I wish it. And so when you encounter that situation again, you don't repeat it. You help others not repeat it. You know, if I'm not going to be a leader in my country, I can at least be a voice. And when someone is a leader and they do something stupid, and I can be like, I voice my opinion against that. I can do that. I am one in many, right? E pluribus unum, out of many one. Right? Finding the proper method of accountability is what we should be after. Like, I think some of the things that maybe the people in charge who know that they've done the wrong thing, the reason why they don't want to be held accountable is because they think that they're going to lose their lives and everything. But what I've also learned is that mercy is the highest form of justice. And mercy isn't just forgiveness for someone, it's seeing what they've done and holding them accountable for it, even if it's for the rest of their lives. And giving them the opportunity to fix it themselves, because only the person who made the problem can fix it. If you're getting someone else into it, they might not be able to fix it because they don't know what they did wrong. And so mercy is the highest form of justice, because you give the person who done wrong the opportunity to fix it. Now, if they don't want to fix it, I think that we should give the choice up to the American people who were the ones.
I thought it was right set up before. Yeah. There we go. Thank you.
So what kind of action is today? This is a voluntary opportunity for you. What is it, and like who tends to participate in today's event?
Every Friday, we gather here at the corner, we call it the Hip Strip, and it's a group of Veterans for Peace and Women for Black, and we gather to have a silent protest for the people that have been lost in war and conflict. And these guys, they're all 40 plus years older than me. I'm the youngest veteran here and the only modern era veteran. And these guys have been doing this since they left Vietnam. And they're incredible inspirations for me. And they're super supportive. They're super encouraging. One of the guys who was an officer in Vietnam, constantly encouraging me to continue doing this and to continue standing up and representing my best self. And
would you say like the shared experience of being in a conflict and them being able to guide you through that, do you think that helps, or what do you think you gained from this group?
Wisdom. And it's not just like, it's like, for a long time I questioned myself, right? Like, am I doing the right thing? This is what I was taught and I'm doing it. Am I doing the right thing? People are criticizing me, attacking me, all sorts of stuff. And when I meet these guys, they reinforce that, yes, you are doing the right thing. You did do the right thing. And it's not just some random person on the street. It's people who have seen the terribleness and futility of war, and they've had their heart broken. And it's mended. And I'm still in the process of mending my own broken heart. So when I see them, I see that it's possible that I can be a whole and happy man despite all the shit I've gone through. Excuse my language.
NEWSDIG